Hey guys, what's going on? This is Brian from UltimateBoxBreaks.com, and I wanted to go ahead and just review a couple things with the Beckett grading service. I know I've been talking about it a good amount, and so I wanted to run through, kind of the snags or what goes on with the grading. So here's the form that you have to use. So it's a two-page form. And so, I mean, it's pretty basic. This first part, you just do your name and then how you want it shipped. So that's just your information, how you want it shipped. You obviously don't do anything for the Beckett use. And if it's your first time, you just fill this out and they assign you an account number. But then what you have to do is you have to go through and put like the sport, the quantity, the year, the set name, the card number, the player, and the declared value, which I'll touch base on the declared value here shortly. But anyway, so for all the cards that you want, you go ahead and list them in there. All right, so then what you have to do is, here's the grading service guarantee. So let's see if we can get her to focus. So 1 through 19 cards. If you have 1 or if you have 19 cards, it's going to cost you, $26 a card if you want it graded in 2 days. If you want it graded in 5, it's 21, 10 days, 14, 20 days, 11, which I've been doing 20 days, which it's not that bad. It's like 3 weeks, whatever. And then plus you get the grades, you get kind of like a report card online. So anyway, but you can see that it does drop with the more cards that you send in, but not significantly. Okay, so but that's not the key point here. So the key point on where to save money, really. So after you get through this, filling out all of that, you have to say, okay, so if you wanted to get 1 card graded and you wanted 20-day service, so right there, I mean that would be $11. Okay, so hold on to that number. So $11, and then here's the second part of the sheet, and it just has like the submission rules and everything. But then what you have to do is take this into consideration. So whenever they ship the cards back to you, they charge you ground fees. So if you have 1 through 20 cards, it costs $14. So if we remember from the grading service guarantee, if you just did 1 card on a 20-day, it'd be $11 plus $14 right there for the postage for them to ship it back. So either if you do 1 card or 20 cards, it's $14, and you can see how it's, for 21 to 40 cards, it's 15, and it goes up. So 100 plus, it's 32. But then what you have to also include is your insurance fees for the declared value. So if you remember back on the first sheet, it had declared value. Now I asked the guy, I said, listen, so why would I declare the value, a lot of money and then start to pay more on, on insurance fees? He's like, it's up to you. You can declare the value at $1 if you want. And then you can stay under because, the insurance fees, let's see. So the insurance fees, declared value, so $1 to $1,000, $8. So, and then 1,001 to 2016, 2 to 3,024, and then $8 for each additional 1,000. So if we sent in 100 cards or 50 cards or something like that, you only want to send in the cream of the crop. You want to pick and choose what cards you want to send in. If the card means something to you, absolutely. Like I was talking to Mick B, on the forum, and I said, listen, if you send in all of your cards, it's going to be really expensive. You don't want to send in something that, if you don't have a purpose, like, I'm doing all the Indie Luck True Rookies. Yes, there's some lower end like Prestige that are only $15, but book value cards, but getting them graded and getting back at like a 9 is, or a 9 or 9.5, like that's pretty good. I mean, a 9.5 is mint. So whenever you do send in the cards, you want to look at the cards as well, because you don't want to just send it in and be like, well, I think this is, I think this will be a grade. Because if you think about it, man, like an 8, that's not going to be worth anything. That's whenever you crack the case and you're like, man, just take it out of there, but like I said, if it's a super old card, back in the 80s or 70s or, whatever it may be, an 8 may not be that bad. But anyway, so you always want to take a look at the corners, look at the surface, look at the autograph, look at the edges, look at the centering. So those are the main things. So let me grab one of my cards that I have, and we can take a look at what it takes to get, so they look at the centering, they look at the edges, they look at the corners, surface, and then they do the autograph, which is over here. So that's a Beckett autograph of 10. It got a gem mint 9.5. Now the centering was 10, edges were 9.5, corners were 9, and surface was 9.5. This card is literally flawless. So it's, I mean, I think that this card would grade a 10 in my eyes, but they obviously have been doing this, and there are some politics, with it as well. Maybe if you send more, you get better grades. I don't know. It's tough to say. But anyway, if we looked at it, so let's say if I were to just send in one card, I was like, I really want to get this one card graded. What it would cost would be $11 to get one card graded on a 20-day shipping, or on a 20-day turnaround. Then you'd have to pay, $14 for the ground fees to come back. So now we're looking at, that's $25 for one card. Then insurance, $8. So now you're looking at $33. And then not only do you have to ship the card to them, you have to, package it properly, which the packaging, I've went back and forth with them. They want you to put it in a top loader and then put it in between two pieces of cardboard and things like that. But I said, listen, whenever you do put it in a sleeve, put it in a top loader, you are really kind of putting the card at risk sometimes, because the more times it goes in and out of a sleeve or whatever it may be. So that's why I said, listen, I mean, would you guys not accept the card if I just put it in one of the magnet cases? Because if you put it in a magnet case, the odds of it, and that's why I put the huge hits in a magnet case, because I don't even want it going in and out of the sleeve. I can put it in there as carefully as possible, but the thing is, it's like, man, the more times you do that, to look at the card or whatever it may be, the more times you're putting yourself at risk. So I always, for some of the bigger cards, I put them directly into magnet cases. But whenever I package your guys' cards, believe me, I package them unbelievably careful. So, but anyway, so you can see how it adds up real quick if you're like, hey man, I just want to get one card graded. $11 plus 14 plus 8. So like I said, we're at $33 plus the postage to get it down there, which is another $2 because I think you have to send it insured down there. So, you're looking at $35 to get a card graded. That's why I say, don't just get one card graded. Either make it a fantastic card or, a high valued card, but then the next thing you know, we're doing declared value over here a little bit higher. So this is the actual process of going through it. So what I was thinking is that maybe what we could do, and to help you guys out and to get like a discount on grading, what we can do is we can set up to where you guys can submit the cards to me and I can do a bulk posting. Now it's up to us how quick we want the turnaround. Like I said, I don't think 20 days is that bad, because if you look at 2 days, if you're like, man, I want a 2-day turnaround, even if we send 100 plus cards, it's $21 a card. If we did 5 days, it's $16 a card. So it goes down literally 25% for waiting 3 extra days. And then, to go down from 21 to to $9 a card, if we did 100 cards at 20 days, that goes down over 50%. Like, that's a huge savings, if we think about it that way. And then also for the postage, it goes down drastically too. For 100 plus cards, it's $32 as opposed to 14 for either 1 to 20 cards. So what we can do is, we can I want you guys to at least start just taking into consideration, what cards you would have to send. And I wouldn't even be opposed to, if you guys wanted to send me scans of the cards. My brother and I have been, and my brother's fantastic at looking at cards to see if it's worthy of getting graded. What he does is he takes a look at the cards, and he takes a look at the cards. He gives them his own grades before he sends them in, and then whenever he gets them back, he compares his grades to what Beckett grades. So he's been doing that for like over a year now. So it's almost like we kind of have like an internal Beckett grader, which is my brother, which is fantastic. So what we can do is, if you guys wanted to send scans of the cards, and they'd have to be high quality scans, individual one card scans at high resolution, send in, say, hey Brian, here's the 5 cards that I'm thinking about getting graded. Here's the front and back pictures. What are your thoughts? I can send everything over. I mean, I can get it, my brother involved to make sure that he can take a look at everything as well and say, you know what, I wouldn't send this one in because I think you might be wasting money. But like I said, if it's something that, you hold close to your heart about this card, because there's definitely cards that I do, that I want to get graded that, they're for my personal collection. They're not for resale. Some of the cards are for resale. Some of them are for my personal collection. But getting something graded, definitely adds value to your collection. It starts to define you as a collector as well. And I think that it'll help, kind of narrow down, say, listen, these are the ones that I really want to get graded. So anyway, guys, I hope this wasn't too long of a video, but I know I wanted to explain, how the grading process works, with everything. So feel free to shoot me questions. I'm going to go ahead and post the video on the forum as well. So if you have any questions or concerns, maybe we can start to set a time of when we would like to get it graded, because I wouldn't mind off-season getting it graded before the new season starts up, obviously. But really, I mean, that's kind of arbitrary. That doesn't really matter. What we have to decide on is the grading service, the time frame that we want them, how many cards we're going to be sending, and there's obviously going to be, I mean, what we have to factor in is a little bit of an additional cost for you guys not only sending them to me, but then I have to send the cards back to you, which is a little bit more because obviously, sending all the cards back, especially if we have 40 or 20 or 30 different people, I'm sending this out. But maybe I could work something to where I package it in your your breaks. So whenever you get in the breaks for that week, if the cards come in, I can just ship them out. So maybe that can maybe that'll be a good way to reduce the fees as well. So but I'll start to crunch some numbers on my side, guys. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. And like I said, I always talk about the grading, and so here's the video, and we can go from there. So thanks so much, guys. UltimateBoxBreaks.com. You guys rock. This is why I love doing this stuff. So I appreciate it so much. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys tonight for some breaks, obviously. Every night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at the UBB. And always visit the website, UltimateBoxBreaks.com. You can purchase spots every night. Thanks, guys.